So what's happening, everybody? It's JT at Rubber City Motoring. I have an Impala update. This is, I'd say, the one thing everybody asks for. Many of the subscribers, the followers, you guys are all Impala fans. First thing I wanted to show you, though, a little bit of drag strip video from back in the fall. Now, I'll probably say this multiple times. I've never done a drag strip ever. I've done a road course in my Camaro. But I'd never done quarter mile ever, so this was new to me. And also, I'm not an abusive driver. Like, I don't care a half second, a quarter, whatever. I don't care. Like, it's not. That's not why I built this car. But anyways, I was asked to go, so I said, why not? Let's just go do this and see what happens here. So, yeah. So here we go. A little bit of drag strip stuff, and I'll kind of chime in here as this happens. Alright, so we have to get inspected here. There's all kinds of stuff going on here. It's a little crazy. But, yeah, there's like an old Challenger behind me. Lots of crazy stuff. There's like a dude rolling up a parachute. You got me. Alright, let's see what happens next here. Ranger. So run one didn't go as planned. 15.1 tires spun right off the rip. It didn't. I just was like, I had the window down, I was watching this Golf GTI kill me. Tires spun off the rip. I didn't like heat them up, which I'm not going to do, but I mean, I might kind of clear them off a little bit. I'm also was told that I have too much air in the rear, so I lowered the pressure down to about 30, which they were really high for some reason. So we'll see how this one does. I don't know. I literally have never been to a drag strip in my life. I've never driven this car in this fashion. I barely know this car as is. So I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully this time we'll get a little better though. So like I said before, I kind of cut in a little bit there, and my first run was horrible. Second run, not as bad. I got down to I have my slips here. I went from 15.1 the first time, which was hideous, to a 14.3 at 97 miles an hour. Not too shabby. I mean, it was in the 15s-ish stock, so I'm like, all right, it's like a second off. That's pretty cool. A second's a big deal. The problem with this was you wait and you wait and you wait. It's like you wait all this time, and then one little mistake, and you waited all that time almost for nothing. I did one more run because it was getting late, and I did have to work the next day, so here's the final run. So the final run felt real clean to start, kept going really smooth. I don't know, everything ran well, everything was fine. Final run, I did a 14.0374, so almost like a 14 dead. So even faster yet, and that one was 99.6 miles per hour. So 3 runs, 15-1, 14-3, 14 dead. Got better every single time, faster every single time, and I think if my reaction time was a little better, it could be in the 13s. If, I did a little bit better, it'd be in the 13s. Now, that brings me into the latest. That was fun, that was cool, it was interesting baseline. The car still, all these years, if you've been watching, you know I've been screwing with this thing forever, it feels like. It's still not running right. I sat there after that and I was like, it'll run better. It just will. I know it's got more than a 14-second quarter mile. Now, I know it's a big, heavy car. I know that, it's meant to be a driver. It's not a strip car. It's not a heavily cammed 383. But at the same time, I know it can be fine-tuned. So, a few things here. Let me kind of go in order here. As you start researching, I had a constant fuel smell. Everybody was telling me, from question and answer, asking people things, that your fuel pressure regulator's the culprit. You don't need that. You just stock PSI is fine. Got rid of the Aeromotive, took it off, put a stocker on there. Fuel smell was gone, but it idled not as clean anymore. It wasn't tuned for that. So, got that going on. Next thing was I still think fuel injectors are suspect. I'm just like, all right, I need to get a stock injector, not stock to the Impala, but stock something, OEM, something nice, something good that isn't. Right now I have Excels on there, 36 pounders, and I had some issues with some of those, so I replaced some with a trick flow. Not good to do that with a tuned vehicle like this. It's just a bad idea, because this new LS computer in the torque head, as I've learned, it really needs to be dialed in exactly for your injectors. That's the depth of my knowledge with it, and I know there's way more involved with it, but I almost don't want to learn anymore. So what this led me to do was and I'm not going to give names here yet because it's still kind of in the works, and you'll find out why here. I was recommended a new shop. Now, if you really consider all the places this has gone, this car, that's 4 separate people have technically looked at it now. This would be the 4th. This shop was doing torque heads. This shop was doing installs, tuning, dynoing, all that. So I reached out to them and I started picking their brain. Within the first conversation, it was mind-blowing, oh my gosh, you know exactly what's going on. You told me some things that I wasn't told. Now, the shop that had it last summer for a month, they did a quick 2-hour dyno tune, tossed me the keys, said good to go. The very next day I started it, it was stalling in the driveway. They took it back, same thing. I got it, you're good to go. We adjusted a couple things. Okay, nothing as far as detail given to me. It happened again. So then they had it for a solid 3.5 weeks. Got the car back. It's been running. I drove it from July, August, September, October, 4 months, but it still was never right. I literally learned nothing from them. They just kept telling me, oh, we found this, we adjusted this. Oh, we found that, we adjusted this. Not really anything to the point of hey, here's what we think. They did tell me some stuff, but they would say oh, we noticed the bank 2 is lean. Okay, what do I do about that? What do you recommend? I don't know, but you better figure that out. So we can't really do much other than that. So they were fine in that sense, but as far as getting it down to the the old adage of saying you shouldn't have to tell the shop what to do, they should tell you what's going on, never happened. So the place where the Impala is at now, within the first day of it being there, they told me multiple things were mixed up. They said whoever tuned it last summer looked like they didn't know what they were doing or had no experience in it. The other thing we did was we spec'd out new injectors that are actually matched. There's actual data with them. very very in-depth stuff. I get it, but at the same time, you know, you what I've learned about this is I have to have somebody that knows the LT1, and I also have to have somebody that knows the LS computer and ignition system that Torquehead gave me. So you have to mix the two together perfectly. Now, with that being said, it's down there right now. It's getting worked on. My hopes are super super high. So if the next video or whenever future here isn't of me just loving the car and loving life, it's going to be a big letdown. But with that being said, I do have some more in-between things of things that have happened to the car over the winter and that sort of thing. We finally got a break in the winter, so it was able to get taken down there to look at. So with all that going on with the Impala, and the way the current shop is saying that, you know, we can make it better, faster, the whole thing, I'm kind of blown away, because really it was running, let's just look at this basically. The first shop that had it, like, well, technically the third, but this summer, they dynoed it, and you can see that video on there. It put out 320 at the wheels. Not too exciting for a 383, but it never was running good. So if it in stock form on a Mustang branded dyno, it's supposed to be in the 200 range. I mean, it jumped up 120 horsepower, which is to me very impressive for a, you know, going from the stock LT to that. It ran at 14 in the quarter. It ran stock in the quarter 15-ish, 15 and change. So that's a second and change off. So even running badly, it's running pretty darn good. I'm just super excited for it to be back, like running optimally is the thing. I want it to not stall. I want it to have good road manners. I don't want it to one morning run smoothly on idle, the next morning high idle, the next morning barely idle. It's annoying. So, with that being said, more to come, I promise. But I hope you enjoyed the drag strip stuff. I did want to show you a few things that I have coming here. This is totally unrelated to the Impala, but for the garage, this is super exciting. This is by Nomad. It is a base station. I got an Apple Watch, I have an iPhone, and it's stuff I don't like on me when I'm working on the car. I thought this would be super cool to try out in the garage, and just as like a charging point in the garage on the workbench. Thought it'd be kind of cool. The other stuff I just got here, pretty excited to try this. This is new from Mcguire's leather balm. I don't know, it looks like a big thing of lip balm or something. I don't know, I'm pretty excited to see how that works. This is concerning. I'm really curious about this. This is hybrid ceramic wax. They put the word ceramic in it. I haven't even read the instructions, but I'm curious how that works. And then I always love a good glass cleaner, especially an aerosol. Mcguire's Perfect Clarity glass cleaner. That's going to be 3-4 separate videos on there. I have some 3D printed parts I got for the Impala. Those videos are coming. Lots going on here. Sorry this is long. If you've been following along, my son, who's now 4 months old, takes so much time and energy. So I've been just keeping my head above water. So thank you for sticking with the channel. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. But that's it. So, all right, rubbercitymotoring.com. Thanks for watching. More to come on the Impala. Follow on Instagram for kind of like more up-to-date things and, you know, pictures, things like that. You can see some updates on various projects and things as they're happening instead of waiting for me to edit. So, all right. Thank you. See you next time. JT at Rubber City Motoring. I'm out.